Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to another episode of Cast Me Outside with Aaron Scholl. I am your host, Aaron Scholl. Glad to be back. Been a long hiatus and still in the game, still grinding it out. Even though I'm gone, that doesn't mean I haven't been in the lab, cooking things up, trying to bring back the podcast, see how it goes. So we're going to start off with advice and then we're going to talk about some news stories. I will say at the top that I have thrown together a website. I made a little Squarespace website to promote the comedy, and you can go support this show and support me by checking out the website at aaronschollcomedy.com. Let's get into it. This is the first advice. I have an interview with a religious company, but I'm covered in tattoos. Help. I'm a 27-year-old female. I have an interview tomorrow at a cemetery as a receptionist. It's kind of my dream job, but I have an alternative look that I'm not sure will be appreciated. It's a family-run business, and I'm not 1,000% that they're religious, but I'm assuming based on the work. Oh no, they have no God. They do not need a religion to cope with death, because death is not some thing to be confronted in the future. Death to them is business. It's a way of life. It's when you don't have to deal with the realities of life. That's when you need religion to help you cope. I have black hair, baby bangs, and visible tattoos on my chest and arms. I also have my philtrum pierced, but I have a clear retainer for it. What are some things I can do to help make my appearance a little bit more palatable? It's 9 degrees out, so a turtleneck really isn't an option. And I can't put on more clothes. Help me cover up these tattoos, but the one stipulation is no extra clothes. And that kind of takes my whole initial advice off the table, because I was going to say, they're religious. Guess what? You're more religious. And you're showing up in a burqa. You're showing up, only slits on the eyes. That's it. That's all you can have. It's like, well, did you make good eye contact with her? Yeah, that was the only part of her I could see. So that was my thing, was like, yep, show up, full burqa. Be like, I knew you guys were religious. I just want you to know that we're going to take that up about 10 notches. We're going not all the way Eastern, Middle Eastern religion. Just that right little sweet spot, the bullseye. Conservative religions where you literally have to have a vitamin D deficiency to make it into heaven. If you're making it into heaven, ultra conservative Islamic woman, and then you get to heaven and God looks at you and he's like, why weren't you supplementing with vitamin D? Oh, your vitamin D levels were normal? Straight to our equivalents of hell. You guys are probably asking yourself, what's a philtrum? So the philtrum is like that little dip right in the center of your lip. She's got one of those bad boys. Well, just think about it. You're like, okay, I think there'd be something a little bit comforting. You go to a funeral home or a cemetery and you see the goth girl as the receptionist and you're like, sick. You got the Grim Reaper's niece to help manage the grounds and make sure everybody gets checked in. But you know what they say about cemeteries? You can get checked in, but you can't get checked out. So yeah, she has that right in the middle of your lip, that pierced. That's, I guess, the philtrum. She says I have a clear retainer for it. I'd be like, if I was them, I'd be like, you need some more tattoos. You need some straight up body modifications to be my receptionist. Because when we're not burying people, when we're not digging up plots and trimming around headstones, we're running a haunted graveyard exhibit. We fucking crush it. September, October, November. We fucking crush fall. We scare people to death. That's the job of a haunted cemetery, is to scare people to death. That's how you become a self-sustaining business. I'm actually not that worried for you. Black hair, no face tattoos, dress a little modestly, wear like a basic t-shirt. I think you'll be fine. More palatable. The turtleneck is creepy. That would throw them off. I don't think I'd even think, what are they hiding? I'd just be like, I hope you grow out of this. If I was your parents, I'd hope you grow out of this fad. What I was also going to say, because you're making like a major assumption that they're religious. Like I said, when I was going to give you some lit advice, I noticed off the rip that you are just assuming they're religious because they deal with the dead, yo. Right? Because what do non-religious people do? They don't bury their dead. They just yeet them into the inferno. And they say, oh, we can send you back the ashes. Like, no, I'm going to yeet those ashes into a flower garden or yeet them into a landfill. Oh, that's sad. Oh, man, I'm thinking of a sad story. So I was at an open mic, and there was a guy, not a regular, maybe first time performing. He had a stuffed bear, a teddy bear with him. And he mentioned it briefly. He did like a couple minutes of like pretty funny stuff for like someone who's been out there, who's coming up on stage for the first time, to like kind of have like a couple succinct, punchy things that are almost jokes is pretty impressive. But then he kind of spooked himself and walked off stage. He ended whatever his 3-minute set 30 seconds a minute early. And as he was leaving, the host kind of riffed on him a little bit. And he was like, my best friend's ashes is in this bear. I thought that was just wild. This guy is walking around with a stuffed animal, a little plushy bear, best friend's ashes in it. Don't you want to be portable? I think that's your job. As the plots fill up in this cemetery, your job is to start promoting all the benefits of cremation. Oh yeah, I was going to say, you should be like, listen, all of these tattoos I regret. I know that there's a chance that you might be looking for a certain type of aesthetic. I'm trying to make things right with God. I'm trying to make things right by helping people process the inevitability of death. Have applied to be a receptionist at your cemetery. And honestly, I think they know. I think they know the type of people cemeteries attract. Goth chicks. People who are a little weird. People with a morbid obsession. So maybe you're freaking out a little bit too much. I think your niceness, your personability, that will outshine any trashy tattoos you have. And as long as your hair is normal enough, should we Google baby bangs? That's your worst physical attribute. Now, there's people who can pull it off, sort of. There's like some halfway there baby bangs that are just like long enough. But man, the short ones are very off-putting. The helmet look, if we ever wondered if people who go with trends are a little bit stupid, we can just look at these ladies. And I'm sorry, if that's Beyonce, I don't know. The baby bang look. It's the I cut my hair look. When I was 7, and you know what? I'm feeling like listening to my inner child. Some ladies can pull it off. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that's something you have going for you. Is the baby bangs will just detract from the tattoos. Or the tattoos will detract from the baby bangs. But boy, oh boy, to end this, I'm going to return to the one kind of sound bit of advice that wasn't satirical or sarcastic, and that's your personality will make a lot of that stuff seem inconsequential. So if you can like kind of get the chipperness up and come out the gates seeming like a receptionist that's, respectful and personable, and someone that those people that have to deal with you, that they're going to feel comforted from your personality, your looks might not be that bad. Because really, who wants this job? People like you. And people who work at cemeteries, hopefully they don't have this delusion that they're going to attract the preppy chick. No, they're going to attract goth chicks. So good luck. I hope you get this job.